Hello, my friends. How are all of you doing today? I hope you are just fabulous. We have to work at that. I know. I know. It's a tough time right now that we're in. The energy is just difficult for most of us. And what I want to say is let's just breathe. Hi, this is Diana Rankin, a psychic medium, coming to you actually on Earth Day. I'm filming this, which is April the 22nd. And this is for messages starting with the 23rd and going through the 29th. But happy Earth Day, everyone. And I hope that you did have a chance on Earth Day or to get out and do something for the Earth, for Mother Earth. And let's all put out our hands and come together. Here's my hand for you. It looks really big, doesn't it, when I put it right up by the camera. But here's my hand for you. I'm reaching out in love and saying, let's hold the Earth together. Let's hold her up together. If you didn't get out on the 22nd, please do something on the 23rd for yourself as well as Earth. And if it's only to walk through a woods or sit in a park or just step on some grass and saying, thank you to the Earth. She supports us, she holds us. We need to support her as well. Now, that said, what do we have for this week? Oh, gosh. I think the words for this week are listen to the whispers. Let me explain what I mean by that. I've always said spirit whispers, and if we don't hear the whispers, spirit then shouts, and if we miss the shouts, spirit then gives us the big bang. So what do I mean by that? The whispers are all those clues, and I have some other videos you can go and check out how nature gives us clues, and I even have a video where you can guess what I'm thinking, and then I give you the answer, and enjoy some of those, please. But what I mean, for example, let's say you're leaving work and you're really tired, and you know, you're driving home and you're texting and you're calling and you're distracted from driving. And that little inner voice says, turn left, don't get on the freeway. And let's say you hear it and you turn left, and even though you're distracted driving, you decide to stop, put down the phone, put down the whatever is distracting you, and you drive. And you're kind of thinking, oh, this is the long way, this is really stupid, why am I doing this? But you heard the whisper, and you followed the whisper. So when you got home, you turned on the TV, the news was on, and you learned there was an accident on the freeway right in your path in the way you would have come home. You missed all of that. So hopefully you'll say a quick prayer for those who were in the accident. But let's say you didn't listen to the whisper. That's when we get the shout. Now, what do I mean by the shout? Using that same example, let's say you didn't turn left when you were told to turn left, and you got caught in all the traffic from the accident because it just happened shortly in front of you, and there you sit for an hour or so. That's the shout. You're being told, pay attention when you drive. But let's say you didn't hear the whisper, you didn't pay attention to the shout. Well, you know what the Big Bang is, and hopefully no one's hurt. So what we have to do is learn to listen to those whispers, whether it's about our love partners and spouses, or it's about a job that perhaps it's time for us to leave, or that we need to change our attitude about. Whatever it is, we need to first of all listen to the whispers. Then, if we don't get the whispers, we're going to hear the shout. We certainly don't want to get to the Big Bang. None of us do. But unfortunately, it does happen. I had one client years ago who literally had a tree fall on her. Fortunately, it wasn't serious. She wasn't seriously hurt. but it was enough. She said, it fell right on my head and I got the message. Well, avoid the trees falling on you, my folks, my friends. And this week, folks, we're going to have some trees falling. Gosh, I would love to tell you it's going to be a fantastic week. And for some of you, it absolutely will, because you've learned to kind of rise above much of what's going on. And when I say rise above, that's the opposite of putting your head in the sand. So I'm not talking about ignoring what's going on around us, but I am saying let's understand what's going on around us. Let's have as much compassion as we can for others. And compassion and loving others does not mean we don't draw a line in the sand. We have to draw those lines in the sand. These are my boundaries. Don't cross them. If you do, I will tell you. And there are rewards and consequences attached. Consequences, certainly, if you come across my boundary. And a boundary may be as simple as you have to speak kindly to me. Stop calling me names. It may be as simple as that. It may be a lot more complicated, especially if it's around a relationship. You know, I found recently, I grew up in an era where people were relatively polite. At least in my world, we were polite to one another. We said please and thank you, and you know, it was the days when men and children would hold doors for women and elderly people. And what I've seen in the last several months, last few months especially, I've seen like a great division between that. I've seen many young people and gentlemen opening doors for me as I approach a store. And I also see the complete opposite of that. More men and children are rude. So we're getting a lot of dichotomies here. We're getting the paradox of that, those energies I've talked about coming together, that male and female energy clashing. So this week, we want to continue as much as we can to live in that love, because as we live in that love, as we pour love out from us, that is going to help heal the world. And I'm not an astrologer, by the way, but communications are a little rough right now because Mercury is in retrograde. And so that allows us that time to go inwardly and communicate best with ourselves. So this is a week that I'm going to say, listen to the whispers. Heed the whispers. Follow the whispers. Now, I must say something very important here. If the whisper tells you to hurt yourself or anyone else, that is not a whisper coming from your highest self. Do not follow that whisper and reach out for help. The whispers will always come to you in love. If they scare you in any way, if they cause you any kind of angst, or if they say they're going to hurt you or anyone else, you really must reach out and ask for help. Please don't ignore that. But the whispers I'm talking about are those that say, maybe we should turn left here. Maybe it's time to look for a different job. Maybe it's time to change my attitude about my relationship. Maybe it's time to have a talk. My friends, listen to the whispers this week. There's a lot that's going to take place. It's going to feel in many ways like the Big Bang. I'm sorry to say that. You're okay. You're going to continue to be okay. Stay in love. Enjoy as much as you can. Keep your head out of the sand, but rise above. You know what's right to do. You know what's ethical. This will be a week. It'll be tested. This will be a week that you're going to have to make some decisions. I love you, my friends. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you for telling your friends about me if this is helpful to you. And for those of you who have contacted me for private readings, I am getting back to each and every one of you as quickly as I can and get you scheduled. I am scheduling for May, so I do have openings. Thank you for being here. I love you. I'm so grateful you accept that love. And I'm so grateful we've had this time together today. Until next week, see you then. Bye.